Hello, friends and artists and fellow creative people. I wanted to do a little video inviting you to join me for the 30-day Throwaway Art Project. I did this project last year. I thought it was just a few months ago, and then I looked back and I was like, oh, it was actually many, many months ago last year. And I found it so surprisingly profound and effective on a number of different levels, and have been thinking about doing it again. And thought, well, it'd be fun if I could invite other people to join me and sort of explore this process together and see what comes up for other people. I'm endlessly curious about other people's experiences, and thought it would be fun to hear how any of you might explore this project. And the idea is to create something with the intention of not keeping it, and not with any particular intention around not keeping it either. So a lot of times when I get like a new kind of paint or a new pen, I like to experiment with it. So it's like, well, what happens when this pen is on top of black ink, or if it's just on plain white paper, or if it's on a color paper, or over this other, material. And then I don't keep those. Some people do, but that's a different type of exploration than what this project is. That through the process of how can I create something that I don't want to keep, it's not experimentation. It's not me testing out an idea. It's not me trying to do something that might be good. It's not me practicing how can I draw animals, or how can I work on an idea. There's no particular objective other than I'm going to throw it away. And so for me, that opens up something completely different. And what I found is that I often went to the very young childhood place of before the idea of good existed. Well, before, there was anyone saying that my painting was good or bad, or thinking about being in a juried show, or will someone buy this, or can I sell this? Is it a waste of material? Whatever the myriad of thoughts are that someone may have about their creative project, finding a place in the mind, in the body that existed before any of that was even, on the radar. And so if you've watched a small child draw or paint or color, and they just have paper and crayons or markers, and they just make marks, and they don't care about anything. There's no is this good? Am I wasting my crayons? Is it messy to do these things together? Or is it going to be ugly? There's just this creative processing that comes out through a small enough child that's really beautiful to watch. And so I think through this project, what I started to do was tap into that energy of how joyful can it be to just create something I'm going to throw it away. So in fact, I don't want it to be good. I don't want to keep it. I don't want to create something that's oh, that's so cool. What can I do with this now? And so I used scrap paper, or I intentionally did something on the back of a previous day's drawing or painting. I used materials that I don't normally use or really want to. The drawing behind me was some processing, and it's chalk pastel, and it's not something that I would ever work with to try to sell. It created a mess in my studio, and I loved it, and I had a great time. And I will continue to play around probably with this 30-day project with the chalk pastels, but it's not something that will inspire me to, maybe it will. Who am I to say? It's not my intention to use chalk pastels in any of my work that I will have for sale or even give to anyone, because most of what I do, I ship, and it's very messy. And so finding a material that may be like that for you, that's what is something that I can use that is outside of my normal range, something that I won't want to keep, something that I'm not testing out to inform me about my usual process. It's not leading towards anything that you can then look back at later. So that's the idea of recycling it, throwing away, burning it, burying it, whatever works for you in the medium that you're working with. I've been talking with a friend who is a writer recently, and we're talking about different ways of character development. And so the idea that I just had was like, oh, like if you're a writer, you could like create a character and then just like delete it or throw it away. Like it wouldn't be a character that you would create for like, oh, I'll look back and reference that and maybe that person will show up in a story or connect with one of these other characters. But it's just like, how can I create something that I'm intentionally not going to keep? Like what can that open up in terms of creative flow, in terms of scarcity, in terms of like, I have to get this solidified and, you know, in a place where I can remember it and refer back to it and hold on to it and keep it, because what if something else doesn't come back in? What if I don't have another idea that's as good? Like, what if I intentionally work on something for it to not be good in order to not keep it or hold on to it? And I found it to just be an amazing process for me. I noticed things in the way that I work that I hadn't noticed before. And so I think it's a real opportunity to kind of see like what might you notice about the way that you work, what sort of patterns might be there, what might feel sticky, what might feel extra joyful. Like I think I found like areas of creative joy that I haven't tapped into in a long time. And that felt so good of just like, wow, like creation just to create something and then to get rid of it. Like, what does that feel like? Not as a way to inform, not as a way to learn, not as a way to explore a material or a concept, but to just find that zone of creating for creation. Like, what is that like? And for me, I thought it was amazing. So I really love the idea of inviting people to play on your own in whatever way feels good for you. And it doesn't have to be the same thing every day for 30 days. I will most likely switch around between different mediums, but we'll probably use paper and backs of paper and scrap paper and things that I can most likely throw in the recycling. Although I did some the other day that there was enough paint that I was like, oh, that's just gonna go in the garbage. I think just like colors that I don't normally use. So it's like, oh, I have these paints that I like don't use these colors very much. They may just dry out before I ever finish using them. So what if I just use these paints because I have them as material? It's also a way to use up some material maybe that you've had sitting around that you thought you would do something with, but you never have. And now you can, because why not? So that is my invitation to you. That's some explanation and some of my own joy of this project. My plan is to have at least 2 live Zoom sessions where people can come together and we can talk about the experience or share things, whatever we have noticed, ask questions if you feel like you need to work through something, whatever sort of thing we might want to come up with, we can chat about either August 8th or 9th, and then August 31st, which would be after the full month of creating and throwing things away. Potentially in between, if people are interested and just want to check in, if they find it fun and want to share what their experiences are, I'm definitely open to finding some of those days. I've had a few people that said they are going to do this project with me also, so I'm going to check in with them first and dial in a time for either the 8th or the 9th of August for the first session. So thanks for watching, and if you feel like playing around with some creative feels and materials, please join in, and I would love to hear anything that you notice in your experience. Bye.